Thanks to the support as a channel member, Matthew Wally. Hungerford may be 9 points clear of us at the top of the league, but as far as I'm concerned, they're first, we're second. That still counts as a top of the table clash, even though there's absolutely no way we're going to beat them or get ourselves into a title race. But we're still having a jolly good season, and we are still second in the league. So I stand by my clickbaity title for once. Hello and welcome to part 54 of Wembley to Wembley. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have that top of the table clash. I'm having it. Top of the table clash against Hungerford. And then we're also off to the place I can't pronounce. Tame. I think we agreed on Tame in the comments section. Tame United. Since you were last with me, weirdly, I mean, you would look at the league table and think, this has been a good season. What a good team Wembley must be. When in actual fact, it's more a case of Hungerford are the only team that are actually any good, and we're just the best of a very inconsistent, not very good bunch. If you look at our recent form, of our last, 10 league games, we've only actually won 4 of them. Yet here we are. I mean, very nearly at the halfway point of the season. Still only 36 points on the board. I'm not sure how that translates to last season. So we're on course for like 72, 73 points, and we're in second. Last year, that would have just about got us into the playoffs. So it does show that the quality of the league in general seems to have dropped off. Obviously, Oxford got promoted. Chippenham managed to sneak out of the league as well. Hungerford have maintained. I don't know what's gone on with Marlow. Marlow seem to have had a little bit of a fall off, and we've got better. So fingers crossed. I mean, I say there's no way we're inserting ourselves into a title race. Obviously, we do have to play Hungerford twice more this season. This game and probably right towards the end of the season. Last day of the season, we're away against Hungerford. So if we can beat them here, get that gap down to 6 points, and maybe, see if we can do some consistency. There's always a chance that we could make things interesting in the second half of the season and get ourselves into a title race. We've got no cups to worry about. We've managed to be knocked out of all of them. So stranger things have happened. Transfer-wise, we've had a few grumpy boys who weren't happy at not getting any game time, so they've gone out on loan. Giles, Alderson, Viala, Myrna have all gone out on loan, which as a combination means the squad got very, very small. But we did suddenly generate a lot of money in our wage budget. So we were able to bring a couple of new players in. First one, this was when we had prearranged back in the summer when I was desperate. This was before I signed Opoku. I was just looking for somebody to be the backup to Best on the right-hand side of midfield. I got this guy on a 3-month loan, not realising it wouldn't start until November. So we kind of ignore the fact he's here. We're not going to use him. But the guy we will use, Tom Tweedy, is a right midfielder, can also play attacking midfield. He's obviously not as good as Best, but no one is, because Best is Best. But he is going to be a useful player to have knocking around the place. And he did have 5 years playing in the National League North for Kettering. So he's not rubbish. He's going to be a pretty useful player for us to have knocking around the squad, I think. And even with him in, with those 4 players leaving on loan, we've still got loads of spare wage budget. So if we decide we need to bring in more players, we can. But as far as I'm concerned, we're second in the league. We've got decent squad depth throughout the squad now, and we're starting to pick up our team cohesion. Everyone's feeling pretty good. So I'm loath to rock the boat too much. So we're going with what we've got. And if we decide we need more later on, we'll go and get more. That's the theory. I am still persisting with the wing backs. I know the comment section loves them, but, wing backs are just cool, aren't they? And I'm a cool guy, as I'm sure you'll all agree. I mean, he should be able to play as a wing back. Apparently he can't. He should be able to play as a wing back. He's a winger playing left back. That's our thing. He definitely more of a fullback. He's a centre back playing at right back. And really, I mean, we could go full FM24 and have him as an inverted fullback to make a 3 and him as an inverted wing back to add into the midfield. But we're playing, the whole point of our system is width, overlaps, crossing positions, get it into the 2 guys in the middle who, as you can see, are rattling in the goals. 27 goals between Camper and Laycock already. They're actually outscoring Tom Best, which no one has ever done in Best's time in a Wembley shirt. And we've got 2 strikers who are both outscoring him. So as much as we might be struggling a little bit defensively because of the absolute madness of how attacking the system is, I don't want to change what is making this happen, because what are we, 6 seasons in? I've dreamt of one striker who could do this, and we've got two doing it together. I am not messing that up. So it's Siancharlie in goal, a back four of McDowell, Larson, Young and Brown, Cackett, O'Sullivan, Mingy and Best in midfield, and then Camper and Laycock up front. We've definitely got goals in us, but we are definitely more than capable of conceding goals. So I imagine Hungerford probably fancy their chances here. They're the best team in the league by quite some stretch. They're the only team that offer any kind of consistency. So I guess the one positive to that means we could have one of our really good days today and stick 5 goals past them. Equally, we could have one of our absolute chaos days and they could score 5. And going in, we have no idea which one of them is more likely to happen. I wouldn't be surprised at a 4-4 draw. And the aliens have turned up. We haven't had the aliens for a little while, but they've turned up just to have a little look at what's going on from this corner. And Young heads clear, and Laycock is the first to chase it down and try and get a counter-attack going. The fact that that was a highlight led me to believe something fun might... What I was trying to say is led me to believe something fun might happen. Something fun did happen before the stream. I've got tears in my eyes. I had a bourbon, a biscuit, not a beverage, a little bourbon biscuit, and the crumbs of it are now tickling on my little dangle sack in the back of my throat and making me cough. That's the second cut I've had to do for a coughing fit. I need to uncrumb my dangly bit, but oh my word, it's ruining me. Meanwhile, Gilbert's making saves. I've got to uncrumb myself. I apologise for having a cup on camera. Very unprofessional, but it's better than constant jump cuts, surely. Gilbert, again, getting there and making the... I mean, it's not really a save, but he's punched it clear. We are defending valiantly in these first 5 minutes or so of this match. The fact Gilbert's already up to 7.2 shows that he's already made a couple of very good saves and there's been some desperate defending and we've not really had the ball yet. 23% possession in those first 10 minutes. Hungerford are the away team. They've come out of the blocks and decided to give us a walloping, I think. But we managed to withstand it, and now we've got the ball in their half, which is a delicious little novelty. And here's Cackett in a crossing position. We've got the big boys in the middle. Cross does come in. Camper tries to get there before the Hungerford keeper, but can't. He just plucks it out of the sky. It remains 0-0, but that's exactly the kind of chance we want to be creating, and we're going to try and do another one here. In fact, we've given the ball away through O'Sullivan in midfield, and it is going to be Hungerford on the attack again, but Mingy is there to make the tackle, and he's kept his run going. This is proper box-to-box midfield play from him. It's back to McDowell, who plays it across to O'Sullivan. It's Mingy again, back to McDowell. We're playing well. O'Sullivan shoots from range. He's hit the crossbar. It comes to Best. In fact, it doesn't quite make it to Best, and we've got a corner. That was... I mean, we've fought back there. Hungerford started really well. We're now having a little spell where we're doing well. Can we make the breakthrough? The corner doesn't beat the first man. Hideous. And our little spell led to us having one shot that hit the crossbar and an XG of 0.03. Their little spell of dominance, much more effective. We're still only at 38% possession. Hungerford are coming here doing what we were doing to teams last year in terms of possession. And as it stands right now, despite valiantly performing and holding Hungerford at bay so far, we are dropping down to 3rd place in the league as a result of these dropped points as things stand. But you know what? We might win this game yet. We've managed to successfully defend a couple of times, so stranger things have happened. Ball forward, and Brown, bearing in mind Brown's 6'4", I don't really know how that's managed to drop over his head there, but it does, and leaves us in a little bit of trouble, but luckily we have got it well covered. What a contrast this performance from Gilbert today has been compared to the one from... he who shall not be named a couple of days ago. This is the difference having a decent goalkeeper makes. And he was here all along. We should have just had faith with him immediately. But, you know, it sometimes takes a couple of goes for me to be convinced to take out a player who I had liked. I was a big fan. We've had our second shot on target now. And Hungerford also picking up some yellow cards. Bunch of thugs that they are. I'm going to offer some encouragement. We're an hour in and we're doing very, very well. We're showing very little in the way of chance creation. It might be a case of needing to try something a little bit different if we are to create some chances. But I guess it's when we've got prolific strikers like what we've got, they only need one good one, and we are defending well. And a draw would be a good result in this game. We're not under any illusions that we're actually in a title race. We're just trying to not get ourselves embarrassed against a very good team. There's the flick on from Camper. That's what these two can do together. And Laycock forces the save out of the keeper. That might have been the chance. I think Laycock probably could have taken it on a little bit further and not shot from as far out as he did. But it's Best now with the corner, looking for that far post where Camper is lurking, but he can't quite get proper contact with it. But we are playing very, very well. This is what I've been used to seeing, and I'm very happy about it. Now the problem we've got is we don't really have a striker to bring on. Laycock's not playing very well. He's just going to have to stay on. I guess we could, what we have done a couple of times. I mean, I said we could try something different. Are you ready for this, boys and girls? Tom Best up front. Some of you have been asking for this for so very long. Best is going up front. And let's see what happens, shall we? Edwards is going to come on in midfield. We've got 20 minutes of Tom Best playing as a striker. This is the advantage of bringing Tweedy in. Laycock scored. I've just taken him off. Maybe. I said we only needed one chance. Maybe we cancel those changes. Cancel. We're 1-0 up. You're not going to get to see Tom Best up front unless... No, we don't want to proceed with the changes. Let's have another little look, shall we? So Cackett can come off for Brown, and we'll still do the change in central midfield. But Laycock scored. That's what he's there for. That's enough to keep him on the pitch, and we don't need to throw Best up front. But it is something we're going to be trying. Best is effectively one of the three strikers we've got at the club now, with the other two guys going out on loan. O'Sullivan's in. Can we make it two? He's through on goal. Well, boys and girls. Oh, is he off? Did that say it was offside? No? I thought he said it was offside for a second. I was going to say, there's no way he's offside. Lovely work from Tom Best. And it's a defensive mistake. Missed interception. Laycock causing a distraction. And O'Sullivan, as the box-to-box midfielder, he's staying on as well. Right. Are we actually going to be able to make these substitutions? Or are the lads who are going to come off just going to keep scoring? Right, we'll bring on Oni to play left back now. Brown still is going to get to come on. And finally, our substitutions go through. Hungerford, I think, have every right to feel a little bit hard done by about what they've just seen happen in the space of a couple of minutes. We've turned the game on its head, and I am delighted about it. Oh, and now my doorbell's dinging. Right, Best is going to get to come off, and we are going to get to see Tweedy. But Best is getting tired, so he can come off for the final 10 minutes. We're even doing an offside trap now. Look at us being fancy. But this does make things very interesting and sets up the second half of the season beautifully. 6 points behind. I've talked before about how my rough rule of thumb is if you're within 6 points of the title at the halfway point of the season, you're in the title race. And that's exactly where we're going to find ourselves off the back of what has been a fantastic performance against Hungerford. We weathered the storm early on, and I said, with the forwards that we've got, they only need one chance. Well, they got two, and we scored them both, and it's very, very nice having very, very good forwards. I am still worried that at any point Laycock could be recalled from his loan, and we've even got a game coming up against Hampton and Richmond, who he's on loan from, where he's obviously not going to be able to play. So Best is going to have to start up front in that one. More valiant defending. Goodness me. I love this team. This is a proper non-league football team doing proper, basic, non-league stuff, and it's working beautifully. Now we just need to get in a run of form and see about closing that gap on Hungerford, who will be feeling wounded off the back of what's just happened. Only 6 points behind him now. Unfortunately, it seems Patrick McDowell enjoyed that victory a little bit too much and has been caught leaving a nightclub in the early hours of the morning. And it's obviously the second time for him. And at some point, we're just going to have to fire him. Our code of conduct is dealing with him at the moment. I don't know at what stage our code of conduct means he's going to get fired. But this is, it's a problem. He's a naughty boy, and I don't like having naughty boys around the place. Worth noting as well that if Laycock were to get recalled by Hampton and Richmond, I think we'd just recall Bruno Viala, because he's gone out on loan to Barking, who admittedly are a division below us, but he's gone in there, 7 goals from 5 games in all competitions, 5 from 4 in the league. He's scored in every single game he's played for them. So he may well be getting called back sooner rather than later. I mean, he's gone out there to get game time and develop some kind of form. He's never really played a lot of football before, but every time he has played football, he's scored goals very consistently, apart from coming off the bench for us. So maybe he needs to actually start a few matches once Laycock's out of his way. But this is the team for the Tame game. It is the same team as in the last game, I think. Yeah, I've not made any changes to that. That is the same team. Best will have to move up front for the next one because Laycock won't be able to play. That's when we play Hampton and Richmond, but we can just bring Tweedy or Brown in on the right-hand side, and that's not a problem. Harvey Brown is actually now an accomplished right midfielder, as well as an accomplished left-back and a natural left midfielder. So he's clearly a very adaptable guy who picks up a new position very quickly. He started on the right-hand side maybe 3 times, never trained there, and he's already accomplished in the position. So he's going to be a very useful guy to have around, the way he picks up positions as quickly as he does. Best and Brown getting completely in each other's way there, but Tom Best can still find the cross and Sam Camper can score it in less than 3 minutes on the clock, and we're 1-0 up, and that is, that's just a very typical goal for us this season. Best might not be scoring as many as he was last year, but that's because he's not playing as part of a front three now. He's very much a provider, a crosser, and he's playing as a winger rather than inside forward, and he's taken to it, as you would expect Tom Best to take to anything, because Best is best, and he's as good a winger as he is a striker, apparently. He's just very good, isn't he? I still don't understand how he's not got a 5-star star rating and in the media 11, but he's clearly just very, very useful in this match engine, even if his attributes and his current ability level maybe wouldn't indicate that to be the case. Sometimes you just find a player who breaks the game a little bit, and I think that's what we've got with Tom Best, and long may it continue. Camper, so good in the air, nods it all the way back to O'Sullivan, who now goes past his man with ease and plays Best in. Tom Best can still score goals too. It's a night for the season for him, and there's less than 5 minutes gone in this game, and we're already 2-0 up. I said let's go on a run of form, and goodness me, are we looking good? This might be, what are we, 54 episodes into this series? I don't know if we've ever looked this good across 2 matches in 1 episode in the entire series. And who'd have thought it would be playing a plain old 4-4-2? It turns out you just need to get the right players into your tactic. We've had 2 shots and scored 2 goals. That's some prolific goal scoring action. Hungerford, are they dropping points, or is it just because it's early in the game? As it stands right now, we're just 4 points behind them, which is quite the turnaround on the episode from being 9 points behind them at the start. I guess that just means they haven't scored yet in their game because it's so early. Can't even see who they're playing. Where are Hungerford? I really can't see who they're playing. Are they not playing? They don't seem to be on there. So does that mean they've already played and already dropped the points? Because if so, that's huge. Or did we have a game in hand on them going in? I don't think we did. So I suggest they've already played and already dropped the points, unless they're just not showing up on here, or I'm just being simple and can't see them for whatever reason. But that's massive. If we've got ourselves to within 4 points, forget everything I said in the intro. We are very much in a title race, and we are going to go for it because we're in incredible form at the moment, and I am loving it. 2-0 up at half-time. Just keep doing what you're doing, boys. Just shut the match down. Now, we showed in that first half in the previous match that we are capable of just defending. Let's do some defending as well. Isn't that a novelty? I think it's the introduction of Brown at right back is making quite the difference. Having a big, strong boy there. He's not played a lot there this season, but he's been in the last few matches because he was moaning about game time. And I think he has solidified things a little bit at the back there for us because he can play as that extra centre-back. He's that extra physical presence. And I think it does make a difference. Maybe I'll even be brave enough before the next episode to move him into just being a normal fullback. Wouldn't that be a novelty? Right, it's 20 minutes to go. Let's make a few changes. We've got some tired little legs. We are finally, I'm going to let you see Tom Best up front, unless Laycock scores now. But I think you're going to get 20 minutes of Tom Best up front. It's important that he has a little bit of a run out there because he's starting there in the next match. So we need to give him a little bit of practice, a little bit more time playing with Camper, getting used to the role, because he's going to have to be able to do it for a full 90 in the next match, because not only Is he the only option to start there alongside Camper? We don't have anyone available to bring on. I don't know what Gilbert's done there. I don't know how that's snuck past him. I don't even believe it's crossed the line. All this talk about how great we are, and then something like this goes and happens. Let's just have a little look at this from the other angle. Has that even crossed? Oh, it does cross the line eventually. That's frustrating, and hopefully Gilbert doesn't lose his head off the back of it. Right, let's take off Larson, bring on Daredevil, and just make sure that we keep things nice and solid at the back. No nonsense. We want 100% nonsense free, but it is Tame who've got the ball, and we haven't really done anything in this second half. And after all the superlatives, we might be about to throw this one away, which is just a demonstration of how inconsistent we are. This is exactly what I was saying. It can just turn like that. We could be playing so well, and all of a sudden, boom. I mean, taking off Laycock, is that the difference? Best doesn't work up front. Tweedy's no good. Is Daredevil rubbish? Is everyone just tired? Did we get overconfident, complacent? Or is it just non-league things, and sometimes stuff like that will happen? Either way, we've missed an opportunity there because Hungerford have dropped points, but so have we, and we remain 6 points behind them. I still think we're in a title race, but I also still think we absolutely must go on some kind of run of form where over the next 7 or 8 games, we've got to win 5 of them. We've got to win more matches than we don't win. And that's something we haven't really done at any point this season, apart from that little burst back in August when we were really, really good. We need to recapture that August form. If we can have a December and January that looks like that August, we'll be top of the league by the time we come back to the next episode. And that'd be super. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.